I'm often asked what the point of developing leadership skills is for organisation when their primary reason for being is to develop profit. And my answer is three things. First of all, developing leadership skills is really important to the performance and the confidence of managers. That the key reason that most managers derail is because they've failed to adequately develop their self-leadership and their leadership skills. So it's really important to develop the manager's confidence, their performance and their enjoyment in their job. Secondly, it really increases productivity, not only for the manager but for the whole team. I find it extraordinary that lack of engagement of staff in Australia, so staff in jobs just not performing because they're not interested in what they're doing, costs Australian businesses $25 billion each year. Conversely, it's been found that when managers undertake leadership training and start building those skills, productivity increases by anywhere between 25 and 200%. And it increases organisational profitability. Firstly, because it reduces on expenses. When you consider that 80% of Australians leave their job because of their bosses, and when you further consider that to replace any one member of your team is going to cost 1 year's salary of that person, you start to see how important it is that people are actually building good, effective working relationships with the people they report to. And on the other hand, profits increase. A number of international studies have found that managers that are trained up in leadership skills can bring about up to 100% increase in sales figures and profit for the organisation. There's a lot of confusion around the difference between management and leadership. When we talk about management, we're really talking about the functions of the organisation. It's about managing how the organisation runs in terms of its financial, its human resource and its time resources. And these are really important skills for any manager to have. Leadership's a bit different. Leadership is about creating a vision for the organisation. It's about determining where the organisation is going and being able to frame that story in a way that your staff decide that they want to engage, they want to work with you, collaborate with you to deliver on that vision. And finally, leadership is one of those things that really helps people, not just in their management role, but across all of their roles that they play in their life. From being a member of a family, to being a part of the community, to running the local footy team. These are all roles in which developing our leadership skills is really going to help in the delivery of those roles. So what is self-leadership? Self-leadership is really the foundation of leadership, with the idea that if you can't lead yourself, then how could you possibly lead others? Self-leadership is about understanding who you are, what it is you want to achieve, and how you're going to achieve it. And when we think about great leaders, when we think about people such as Steve Jobs or Oprah or Australia's General Cosgrove, we really think about people that are confident, that really lead people towards a specific direction. They stay strong and directed when things are tough. And they're the kind of people that we want to be around. They're the kind of people that are exciting, that you feel that if you're around them, you're all going places. And all of those skills, those leadership skills, are not generally things that were inherent. They are skills that each of them identified that they needed to upskill in. And they went about learning and training themselves in those leadership skills. Leadership is something each of us is able to achieve. There are 5 steps to achieving self-leadership, and the first of those is really getting a sense of who we are. So asking the questions, who am I? What do I believe in? What's important to me? What are my key values? And it's funny because I think a lot of us think that we know what our key values are. But if I were to ask you right now, what are your 5 key values? Would you be able to answer? There's a good chance you won't. It's really worth taking that time to reflect on who you are, what you believe in, and what those key 5 values are. Secondly is getting to understand how you behave, what your emotional makeup is. How do you operate when you're under stress, when things are difficult? What are the trigger points that send you off? When things get stressful, when they get really difficult, are you the type of person that flies off the handle, or do you regress into a corner and just hope that it will all disappear and go away? Or are you the kind of person that pulls everyone together and seeks out a solution? Getting a sense of our emotions and what our emotional triggers are really important, because it's from here that we get a sense of how we can manage our emotions. And it's identifying and managing our emotions that's really the cornerstone to self-leadership. Thirdly, create your own personal strategy. Where are you now in terms of your career and your life? Where would you like to be in the future? And what does that future look like? What are the steps that you're going to take to ensure that you can achieve your long-term goals? Then, how do you wish to be viewed by others? What are you undertaking to ensure that the way you would like to be seen is in fact how others see you? Fourthly, self-leadership is about developing your sense of independence and responsibility. Good leaders are people who believe in themselves. They're self-confident. And the way to that is to believe in your ability to achieve what you seek to achieve, and then to take responsibility, not only for your successes, but also for your failures. Self-leadership is very much about saying, you know, when things go wrong, I'm the one who's responsible for fixing them. It's about finding solutions rather than people or things to blame. Leaders are people that stand up to the challenge. They seek to resolve issues that stand in their way. And they're the kind of people that all of us want to follow. Finally, self-leadership is about learning to communicate your goals and your values with others. It's about letting others know what the goals for the organisation or your team are. It's about them entering into the story that you can articulate for them about what success will look like and what that will mean for them. It's about describing for each of them how they will be involved in the achievement of that dream. And finally, it's about being clear about what the rules of engagement are. What are the values of the team that you each take on to deliver on those goals? As we build our self-leadership skills, we find we become more confident. And as we become more confident, people become more confident in us. They want to work with us. They want to be led by us. It results in us achieving high performance and productivity, not only for us individually, but for our whole team. Skills in self-leadership help us inspire our teams towards success. And further to that, it really helps us build our profile and our reputation across the organisation and amongst our stakeholders.